Wait, so we talked a little bit just the first and second years about what's worked, and
right.
We all said 20 minutes is good, but it doesn't have to be full on 20. It can be the first transition, stop, push play again, and then that just helps with uploading time, maybe what we do want the teacher to see or to take to capture at first, just knowing that teacher, like you said, may not want to sit there and watch what they may not even.
So I would leave it up to them. I would just say, what would be most helpful for you in terms of observing and in terms of what you want, what the goal you have in mind with students.
Right.
What would be most helpful for you? It's no different than if you were going in to do an observation. What would be most helpful for the teacher to see? And really, I mean, working all day, you can't go home and watch yourself all over again. Unless you don't have a life.
Well, I mean, because I think I heard a lot last year was, I got 1 or 2 minutes in, and I'm like, okay. So that kind of was like, it might just be too much.
Yeah.
So I've been doing smaller
I always
bits.
think 20 minutes is really a good amount. I mean, because that's a solid amount. But I would also say you can get a lot out of 3 minutes. You see a lot in a little bit amount of time. So I would let the teacher choose.
And maybe they are. I'm thinking, maybe they are getting in, watching it. They get 5 minutes in, or however much they get in, and maybe they found their goal by that time. So maybe they're picking. Okay.
Yeah. So you said, I think it was in your email, that you had some thoughts. So I just want to start off with, as you reflected back and looked at those videos and thought about those conversations. So give yourself, I'll start with my usual, on a 1 to 10, scale of 1 to 10, where would you put yourself? But then really I want to hear, because you obviously said you have some thoughts. So.
Right, so this was a teacher that he had actually had a bad experience with instructional coaches, and so he was a little apprehensive, but liked the fact that we were doing things just a little bit different. It wasn't me coming in, fix this, and then you don't see them, and then they come in and report, update. So really kind of, wanting to be a good ambassador. It's like, well, let's get this going. Let's find a goal that's going to work for you, and let's see some positive change.
Right.
So we were working on classroom expectations, clear classroom roles and expectations, following procedures. Had a lot of good structures up. And we wanted to increase, our initial goal was to increase student engagement by 100%. And I double, triple, quadruple checked. And he was like, yes.
I heard that going, and I went, whoa.
And then I think the video you saw was the conversation of, let's just revisit the goal. Are we still 100%? We were originally, I believe it was like 43% was our baseline data. We've gone up to 76%, the 2 times that I had captured. We're making great strides, but I could tell he still wasn't comfortable. He still felt like he hadn't reached his mark. So in the second video, I think he was like 80%, and was kind of asking, like, is that okay? I think that's good. I think that's great. So we had started there on that process, using strategies to really fine-tune what clear expectations look like. Okay. So we talked about praise, we talked about a lot of the things the teacher actions could do, and when I went in on data model, and it was almost impossible to do all of those things and still capture or kind of rein in our, what I call, fire starters.
I heard you use that term.
Chaos. So it's like, let's look at this differently. Is there, maybe we just need to focus on our sweet babies that really need all of our attention, and just practice being clear and fine-tuned that strategy of giving consistent consequences. So the next strategy we used was, I would come in, he would say the name of the student, go through the Capturing Kids' Hearts questions, and then using interventions that were already in the intervention tracker, and I would just sit there and be his little scribe. I would type it into the intervention tracker, because when we would talk, and I would say, well, show me what's, where's our data and documentation, because he was really upset he wasn't getting administrative support. So I was like, well, looking at the tracker, we don't have much in there. So he said everything he would send would get pushed back. It's like, well, maybe it needs to be a better alignment with admin. So we were working on clearing up our consequences so the student knows he's calling my name. I'm not doing what I'm supposed to do. I'm being redirected, or we're going to do something different. I'm going to get lunch detention. I know there's a consequence coming. Can I make it better?